An own goal for Coutts Bank and its owner, NatWest, which has had to publish a long apology to a man whose opinions it has already stated in an internal document that it doesn't like very much. NatWest's chief executive has backtracked after its subsidiary dropped Nigel Farage as a customer. Alison Rose said Coutts wanted to apologise for the deeply inappropriate comments about Farage made in a 40-page document that he obtained after making a subject access request. I would like to make it clear that they do not reflect the views of the bank. I believe very strongly that freedom of expression and access to banking are fundamental to our society, and it is absolutely not our policy to exit a customer on the basis of legally held political and personal views. She also announced that the bank's processes would face a full internal review. This is the 40-page document that Coutts produced on Farage. The vast majority is concerned with his political views. There's actually very little mention of the commercial viability of his account. The bank said that Nigel Farage's publicly stated views were at odds with its position as an inclusive organisation, adding that this was not a political decision but one centred around inclusivity and purpose. The report went on to examine some of those views, describing them as xenophobic, chauvinistic and racist. It said there had been an increase in Russian ties or connections and allegations, and said that Farage had useful idiot admiration for President Vladimir Putin. The bank has now rowed back, and Farage has accepted its apology. But he added that his was not a one-off case.
We need wholesale review of the entire banking industry and legislation to change things. So it's a start, but it's nowhere near enough. And I'm not going to stop, because I do feel and I do hope that I'm a voice for those thousands of people that have been debanked.
He also said the company's chief executive, Alison Rose, still had questions to answer about how and why the decision was made in the first place.
Seeing that it's up to banks and businesses in general to determine what they deem as reputational harms, there's now a debate brewing over whether they're exercising those powers appropriately. Is corporate Britain starting to police the views of its customers?
The government has also taken a hard line on the issue. It's preparing to implement new rules now to crack down on financial institutions that drop customers whose political views they disagree with.
Clearly, if there was some financial impropriety, that's one thing, I think. But I don't think somebody's very valid views, legally held views, should ever make somebody unbankable.
Coutts certainly expressed its views of Nigel Farage in that 40-page document, but now it's eating its words.